Hi everyone. After researching and editing about couples who dated in real and in TV shows, my dreams are all filled with them. Instead, I should be dreaming about my crush. Anyway, I don't have one. At least something else from those couples would be fine. If I got bored, I'm sure you guys are bored too. So, new content today. I love watching reality shows on Netflix. In this video, we are going to see the reality shows in Netflix and what the show is about, which show is for who. Before we start our list, let me know how is the new channel name. Vibe with Winnie. Subscribe and share the channel with your friends. Let's all vibe together. We all love a good fiction show, but often it is good to watch some reality shows too. Guys, there are too many reality shows on Netflix. I have watched only a grain of sand in the whole beach. So let's get started with the shows. The first show is Next in Fashion. This show is for fashion lovers. This show is based on a competition between fashion designers. It was colorful and lovely to watch all of their works. The designers were given a hectic time to come up with their designs and to create them. Different themes were given which allowed our designers to show their creativity in variety of concepts. It was awesome to see the designers' creativities. There was a runway show of models showcasing every designer's work. If you are a fan of fashion shows, competition and dressmaking, then this show is for you. On the line of fashion, I am going to introduce you to Glow Up. This show is based on makeup. Again, it is a competition but between makeup artists. It was interesting to see that there were a lot of different kinds of makeup. Usually when I think of makeup industry, my mind thinks about the cute makeup worn by the actors. After seeing this show, I realized there are other makeup such as sci-fi, fantasy world makeup such as elves and witches. Then there is a injury makeup that comes in the web series like Peaky Blinders, Grey's Anatomy. The periodic makeup where the artist is expected to do the makeup of the Queen era like the Crown series. It was good to see the young artist just glowing it up. Changing the theme, I go to food industry. Baking Impossible is one of the peculiar shows. There's the engineer and there's the baker. But what if they come together and make a cake that is engineered? It is tasty as well as running. Be it as engineering a machine or baking a cake, doing one thing is pretty hard. Combining them together and implementing it is definitely a tough task. But our baconers did a great job. There's also a competition. What reality show doesn't have a good competition? Anyway, it was an enjoyment to watch the engineered cakes. Next is Zumbo's Just Desserts. Competitors are expected to make a dessert with a given description. They give the participants a theme and ask them to make a dessert. Zumbo is a famous dessert maker known for his unique desserts. He is one of the main judges in the show. As the title says, the participants are expected to make a dessert that reflect his splendid works. Do the upcoming dessert makers are able to make it is all about the show. This show was a feast for eyes. Bake Squad is also a baking show that is a competition between the squad of 4 bakers. This show is quite unique compared to other shows because here the clients are the judges. All 4 of them make a dessert for a special occasion of the customer. At the end of the day, the client shows up and choose their best dessert and the dessert maker becomes the winner of the day. It was a fun and tasty show. There are other similar shows like Sugar Rush Extra Sweet, Sugar Rush Christmas, Sugar High that test the best bakers and dessert makers with a price that is worth fighting for. If you love desserts or you are a dessert maker, you should check out these shows. School of Chocolate is a show that is also involves teaching the chefs the art of chocolate. I didn't know you can do this much with chocolate. A normal reality show has some competition. It would be a shame if School of Competition didn't have any competition. Of course there is competition and winners with an unimaginable prizes for the winners. Moving on from desserts, we have the shows that involves the special occasion in everyone's life, that is drumbeat please, da 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 da, marriage. Marriage or Mortgage is a show where the couples meet 2 gorgeous women. One of them arranges for a dream home, another one arranges for a dream wedding. But of course, there is a but. The couples can choose only one, a wonderful house or a gorgeous wedding. The couples are shown a glimpse of both the features of the house and how the marriage is gonna be. At the end of the day, the couple goes with what they want, a big wedding or a house. Say I Do is a show led by three professional men like angels, help the couples to throw the surprise wedding day for their partners. Tai is a costume designer, takes care of the wedding dress and even bridesmaids' dresses. He gets the input from the partner about what the other one like and what their taste to make one of a kind wedding dress. I loved watching him make all the wedding dresses. There is our chef Gabriel who takes care of the dishes that satisfy not only the wedding couples but also their guests. Jeremiah is the field of design who is responsible to give you with an awesome wedding venue. Can you imagine your partner comes up to you with a well planned wedding surprise? Well, this show is all about wedding. If you are a wedding lover and you love surprises, this show is definitely for you. Next show is The Wedding Coach. Marriage is stressful. Even if it is a love marriage and you are marrying the right person whom you love from your heart, you have your parents' blessing, but still you should accept that marriage comes with a lot of stress. Even when you have everything, something might go off and ruin your day. Jamie Lee, who is a famous comedian and actress, helps the couples to have their perfect day. An angry dad, a fight between bridesmaids, or the last minute ripped wedding gown, whatever the trouble might be, Jamie Lee fixes the situation and the day goes smoothly as anyone can ever imagine. If your marriage is around the corner, you can watch this show and learn a thing or two. Indian matchmaking. Seema Auntie does the matchmaking for the Indian young people who wants to get married. In India, it is not a big deal. That is how everyone gets married in India. But what I have seen in the biodata of guys and girls are only their name, date of birth, occupation, salary, and which stars they belong to. I mean, what can I do with the stars and such? It won't even have their photos. But the biodata I saw in this show had it all. What are their hobbies? What are they expecting in their partner? This kind of stuff should be there, man. Enough about the marriage shows. You might get the idea that I am a marriage freak. Not at all. So let's see our next show, Get Organized, in which Clea and Joanna organizes the houses of many celebrities such as Reese Witherspoon, Khloe Kardashian, Neil Patrick Harrison. It was great to see how much stuff they own. I was almost jealous. Anyway, it was good to watch. The show called The World's Most Amazing Vacation Rentals. We all love to travel, but we can't all afford for a trip. But at least we can watch these three friends travel around the world and rent most amazing residencies. It can also be a data collection for those who loves to travel. Dating around. People are set on a blind date. Usual thing, right? What's the difference for it to be a show? I'll tell you. A person goes on a blind date with five different people in the same day. I really don't know how they do it. After the first date, they have to choose who is fit and worth for a second date with them. That's what happens in the show. I like to bet on which one they're gonna choose and see if I win. Love is Blind. This show. I didn't like it initially. It is all talking and no action. If you know what I mean. A girl wants to see some action, man. But I downloaded the whole show and I didn't want to waste my data. So I decided to watch it completely. Now I'm hooked up with the show. It is actually a nice show. Rather than a show, it is an experiment that tells us if love is truly blind. First, they throw our participants to date each other in parts. They can't see each other. They develop an emotional connection through the walls. If you clicked with someone, you can propose them. Only after they have become your fiancé, you can see them. That doesn't end there. All the couples go to Mexico, have a nice little honeymoon time, then goes to the real world and move in and goes through the routine stuff that all couples usually do, but in a fast forward time frame. Their weddings happens just after 4 weeks of their engagement. Do they make it to the altar? Do they make it at the altar? Do they still love each other even after seeing the physical appearances and living in the real world? Is all about the show's experiment. Too hard to handle. It is actually an opposite to Love is Blind show. First, all the horny singles are gathered and introduced in a villa in an island. They are led to believe that the show is Pleasure Island, where the participant can do whatever they want and do whoever they want. But this is not Pleasure Island. This is a freaking too hot to handle, guys. After 24 hours, all the participants are let know about this. They cannot involve in any sexual activities, not with partners, not even with themselves. Normal human beings will be like, okay, I can do that and get my prize and get the hell out of here. But these are filtered, guaranteed, sexually active people who is like addicted to sex. They can't keep their hands off the colorful and sexy partners that are staying with them at the villa. But this is actually a retreat for sex, like a rehabilitation center. The couples are allowed for dates and other some activities that encourages for them to develop an emotional connection. If they do not stick to the rules, their prize money will be deducted. To test the couples, they will be ultimately thrown with all the temptations for them to cross the line. Do they really make an emotional connection or be the same sex addict at the end of the show? I mean, who wouldn't want to see the horny, beautiful people in bikini and shorts roaming around in a beautiful place? You get why I said it is opposite of Love is Blind, right? If not, let me explain. In Love is Blind, couples develop emotional connection at first, then they get to see each other, live with each other, then get to have sex. In Too Hot to Handle, horny singles are tempted with sexy partners. Rules are applied not to do anything, but our couples doesn't care about losing some major money over a kiss or sex, and they have sex. Then they develop emotional connection. Love is Blind and Too Hot to Handle. These two shows are so good and became a hit that other countries also made it in their countries. Love is Blind Japan, Love is Blind Brazil, Too Hot to Handle Brazil, Too Hot to Handle Latino. Dating Around is also made in Brazil. Now that I made this list, I come to think of that Brazil remake all of the romantic reality shows. Lol. Last but not the least, a famous show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. A family oriented show. Dramas that revolves around the Kardashian family is the main theme of the show. I started watching this show after seeing a lot of sarcastic comments about Kardashians in many TV shows. They just joke about them being so much famous. Trust me, they are famous. Another reason to watch the show is that their fashion choices, to see their costumes. If you ask me, I like to watch how they are enjoying their lives with so much money. God, they are so much rich, not to mention so much famous. All the juicy dramas happening in their real lives are enough to keep the show running and for us to watch. The above are the shows only I watched and opinions from my point of view. I'll meet you in another video with something different. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and share this video with your friends. Bye bye for now and take care.